I start with Bengal because you often said that Bengal was going to be the mother of all battles along with Maharashtra. And we'll come to Maharashtra later. Interestingly, a few days ago, the Prime Minister told ANI that he thought that the BJP's best performance was going to come in Bengal. Now, let's take a look at the numbers that have been thrown up by the ABPC voter poll. It seems to reinforce the Prime Minister's confidence. So let's start with Bengal, because in some ways, if your poll and other polls are correct, then Bengal is the big story of this election.
Absolutely. Bengal is definitely the big story. And, in all our trackers, even the pre-poll when we last talked, I was already mentioning, as you said, that it's one state where we are going to see a good contest in all 42 seats. All right. And Bengal was very weird and peculiar in one way that the entry of BJP in Bengal was in the rural Bengal first, and then this election they were trying to get into the urban Bengal, Bhadralok as we call it, and whether they can do it or not, that was the question. So they were very delicately poised when our last poll came in. And after that, I think there is a significant movement that has happened due to this controversy of the Bharti scam, that job scam that happened. And that was one issue, I think, which has affected Mamata Banerjee, at least in some of the urban pockets as well. So by and large, what the big change, what I am watching, that in the last 5 years particularly, we have seen that the growth of Bengal, BJP in Bengal, was at the cost of left front and the Congress, largely. This time, the 1 or 2 point gain, Rahul, which is coming, it is actually now started shifting from TMC's own account. So the negative swing of TMC has started appearing. That is a big change. If that happens, that BJP in terms of vote share pulls ahead of the TMC, in terms of seat share it pulls ahead of the TMC, then definitely Bengal is the story of this.
Before I bring Rahul in, I must ask you to comment on the Trinamool Congress's response to the exit polls. They say that the polls were all wrong on the assembly elections. Why should we believe these polls? This is their official response.
But the thing is that polls were not all wrong. In all our trackers, we continue. I don't know about others, but as far as ABP voter is concerned and ABP India Today C voter is concerned, we always maintain Mamata is winning and winning hands down. We never said that BJP is reaching in 3 figures in Bengal. We maintain that BJP is going to come up as the largest opposition party. It will become the principal opposition party, and that is a big gain for the BJP. But that's what we said in assembly elections.
Rahul, Arun Jaitley, when he was alive, used to often tell journalists like myself that, the Bengali was always there was a strong cultural Hindu identity in large sections of Bengal. The challenge for the BJP was how to convert a cultural Hindu into political Hindu. If the ABPC voter numbers are correct, then that process is not just underway, it's been very successful.
That's true. There was also a sizable section of political Hindu in Bengal. After all, Bengal was partitioned. And, Hindu Mahasabha has deep roots in Bengal. But during 30 years of left rule and then TMC, I think that process dissipated. I think it was expected that BJP is going to make some gains in Bengal. I think the scale of this shift is momentous. But even when TMC made inroads in Bengal, first it came in rural Bengal and then it came in urban Bengal. So Bhadralok Bengal is a little bit more status quoist than the rural Bengal. And what seems to be happening is that the BJP is becoming sort of like a bottom-up party in terms of its social structures in Bengal. It first mobilized Dalits and tribals, and now it's getting much more sort of like upper caste vote. And so what is different, I think they had got the 40% vote share in last election. So any further gains is going to bring them incremental seats. And this is what seems to be happening in this election.
Now, Mamata Banerjee's great hope was in fact rural Bengal. And her whole public persona, I think she knew that she would perhaps lose hold in the urban pockets. She thought the Modi factor would dominate there. What if these numbers are correct, and we'll have to wait for 4th June? Not that I'm challenging at all the integrity of the ABPC voter poll, but there's always...
Yes, there is always a scope, and plus minus 3% is the margin of error, and that's why we always give the ranges of the seats, because they tend to be overlapping in many cases.
Yeah. But if the results do mirror the ABPC voter poll findings, what does it mean for the future of Mamata Banerjee? And I ask this because in many other states also, we see the opposition having done well at the state level, but either losing out on sort of the hold over national politics or unable to convince the voter that they're a national alternative?
Well, the other day I was reading a brilliant report in Indian Express where they said that anti-incumbency is a huge issue in West Bengal, and then says, but it is working against the TMC. And there is a reason to it, Barkha. There are triple layers of governance: panchayat and local level, middle level, and high level. When you are at all the three levels, then you have no other scope to blame anyone else for anything that goes wrong. So that is a triple incumbency that has started building up now in West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee is a very diligent leader, very popular leader. Under no circumstances, I would say that she has become personally unpopular. Yeah. She remains the most popular leader in West Bengal. Make no mistakes about it. But same cannot be said about her MLAs and the ministers and all the grassroots panchayat level entire thing. The Sandesh Khali, also the incident that happened was a very, very local abuse of power kind of thing. But she had to kind of explain, she went defensive on that. Now, the thing is, there is another aspect to the Bengal equation, that is the Congress and the left. When she decided not to have an alliance with the Congress and left, this was an intelligent decision, because whatever the residual vote of Congress and left is, it was anti-Mamata. It's not anti-BJP. She enjoyed the complete polarization of anti-BJP vote in the Vidhan Sabha elections. Funny thing is, there are significant chunks or signals where some pockets are showing even revival of left in the Congress in the state. There are at least 3 seats that I know. There are chances that it will be the left as the runner-up, not as the BJP. So BJP would be a third party. 3 seats, Congress is likely to win, in that way. So there are still these pockets. By the time assembly election comes in, how these pockets or how these equations are going to be managed along with Mamata Banerjee, that remains to be seen.
So you don't buy the argument that had the alliance of the India Alliance worked in Bengal, this result could have been different. In fact, you think that Mamata Banerjee was smart in not forging an alliance with the left and the Congress. Do you agree?
I would add another point to what Yashwant was saying. I think what has happened in last 5 to 7 years, the decline of left and Congress led to consolidation of Muslim voters towards TMC,
right,
which produced a counter consolidation of Hindu vote in favor of the BJP.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why now you are seeing celebration of many more Hindu festivals other than Durga Puja in Bengal. So I think that from cultural Hindu identity to political Hindu identity is shifting, which has now started favoring BJP.
Now, the other big story is potentially also from the east, and it's in the state of Odisha. And it's actually really dramatic. In the last few days, we've been seeing these rather sad videos of Naveen Patnaik, his health, his age, clearly taking a toll, a kind of, tremulous body, and V.K. Pandian by his side trying to contain that. It's been very sad to watch because, again, both of these leaders, Mamata Banerjee and Naveen Patnaik, have been formidable grassroots, hunkered down, very, very strong regional leaders. But look at what ABPC voter is actually saying. You're actually talking about the BJP potentially getting between 17 to 19 seats, leading to a complete rout of Naveen Patnaik.
That's right. And this keeping in mind that the India Today C voter MOTN that we do every 6 months, there for years in and years out, when we list the most popular chief ministers within their states, Mr. Naveen Patnaik has been numero uno all along in the last at least 10 years. There's nobody, his own personal approval rating as a chief minister remains unparalleled. Even Yogi and others are nowhere near. Yogi in any case comes at number 7 and Himanta Biswa Sharma comes at 8. Only 2 CM in the top 10 as far as BJP is concerned. So Naveen Babu remains extremely popular. No.
The assembly results will also be out on the 4th of June.
So you are likely to see a split verdict. You won't be able to see what we are predicting for Lok Sabha in Odisha. you're unlikely to see it replicated in the assembly. I still believe that even though the margins will get lower, BJP will make significant gains in the assembly, but it will be Naveen Babu who might just
the conspiracy theory by some pundits is that, you see, we all forget that the BJD and the BJP were supposed to forge an alliance.
Yeah.
That alliance didn't work out at the last moment. The whispers in the corridors are that could there be a tactical understanding between the BJP and the BJD? We leave you to do state politics. You leave us to do Lok Sabha politics. You don't agree?
That was part of the deal.
You believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
That would, like, if BJP and BJD get into an alliance,
had
it worked, then the deal would have been that BJP gets maximum share of Lok Sabha seat and BJD gets maximum share of Vidhan Sabha seat. I think some people within the BJP leadership, most likely Home Minister Amit Shah and state leadership, indicated that this is our time to go for kill. We have enough sort of like traction on the ground that even if we don't win assembly polls this time, we'll be very, very close to the majority mark, and definitely we are going to improve our numbers in Lok Sabha. See what's happening in Odisha in last two elections is like, and Yashwant is right, like, it's not what is happening to BJD. You have to first see Congress is collapsing. Right? Congress was party number 2, BJP was party number 3 in 2014. It changes in 2019, BJP becomes party number 2, and this time Congress from 22% vote share is likely to come down to 13% or 14%. So Congress is collapsing lock, stock, barrel, which most of the votes are going to BJP. And then like some additional votes from BJD has basically put BJP in this kind of position, where the gap in vote share is going to be very large in Lok Sabha election. It will be lesser in Vidhan Sabha election.
But let me turn the conspiracy theory on its head. There is also a school of thought that says that the BJP always goes for the jugular. It's a ruthless election machine. In fact, its modus operandi has been to go into states and then actually diminish their ally and become the primary party. So do you really believe that there's much merit to this tactical understanding with Naveen Babu?
I think the alliance rather worked out. I believe that was
whatever has happened per plan.
Yeah, I think it is by design. It's not by default, because the same thought process was in Punjab for the opposition. The Aam Aadmi Party and Congress decided to contest because if they would have formed an alliance, it would have opened a gate for BJP to enter the Punjab thing, because they would have become the default. Now BJP is number 3, Punjab, But it is Aam Aadmi Party versus the Congress, both of them contested. They said कि आपस में लड़ो लेकिन सीट तो अपनी आएगी ना. Why to give an opportunity? I think the same has played out in Odisha. Also because of the fact that some comments might have been paused in some rallies and political, because it was a political rally. But largely speaking, Jayalalitha ji, Naveen Babu and Nitish Kumar, these are the individual players which BJP thinks we have been long kind of soft towards. Their essential vote bank is anti-Congress. And post these leaders, these are our votes as an institution to have. All right. So there is no point somebody who is so aged, old, and arguably not keeping fit medically at this point of time, and who is respected a lot by the Odia masses, we shall not say or insult that person. And just let it go, just like they let it go with senior Badal Sahab. Modi never uttered a single word against single Badal Sahab, and that's the reason why now it is between Akali versus the BJP fight. No matter how Mr. Badal tries and his wife tries, BJP is kind of surpassing Akalis in the politics of Punjab. So they are waiting it out. They will do their best. In fact, my conspiracy theory, or you can say whatever theory, I won't say conspiracy, but I somehow had this feeling. Even if Mr. Biju Patnaik falls short of majority, if a single largest, if he makes come, I have this gut feeling that BJP will be graceful enough to ask him to continue as chief minister. Because that's the huge political capital that the BJP is eyeing in a post-Naveen Babu scenario.
Interesting.
Either they will ask him to continue, or they will ask him to go for some even grander position.
Are either Odisha or Bengal numbers surprising to either of you?
uh, to an extent, I think the extent of numbers, I think the direction was very, very clear. But whether BJP can touch actually 30 seat mark in Bengal, the upper bound, is a bit surprising. And I would have expected like BJP to get say 15, 16 odd seats in Odisha, but now it can actually get 18 to 20 seats. So I think the degree is surprising, not the direction.
No, I would
But
agree
look at
to
your
that.
numbers on Bengal: 23 to 27 for BJP, 13 to 17 for Mamata. In Odisha, 17 to 9 for BJP. Complete rout for Naveen Patnaik. Are you surprised? You're not
actually
surprised?
not surprised. See, where we left the last poll, we had got the direction. In the last 8 weeks after that, it has only progressed in that direction. The trend line is in the same direction. So the gap where we left was roughly about, say, 2 to 3% in Odisha. It has gone down to 7-8%. And after that kind of a gap, it's a point of no return in terms of a seat sharing. So what I feel, it's for me, it's not a surprise. I was expecting the trend line to go further. But because Naveen Babu was Naveen Babu, I felt that maybe because he has already declared as a last election of sort, and his health is frailing. So I was kind of expecting maybe 15-16 pe jaake atkenge. But with that kind of thing, it was a one-way trip.